welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm April Knight in for Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, VI Attorney General Claude Walker is urging Honda to act faster on the matter of faulty Takata airbags. The Attorney General wrote a letter to Honda America saying that Virgin Islanders are not getting the same urgent help that they need in getting their cars repaired. With a more recent recall notice sent out by the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration, the need to act faster has never been more urgent. Attorney General Claude Walker said car maker Honda is not moving fast enough to help VI motorists repair or replace their vehicles with defective airbags.
I'm not pleased with the response because what I'm aware of is that we've had many people contact my office. Some of these consumers have called the National Honda number to get assistance. They're then referred to Puerto Rico, Honda in Puerto Rico for assistance.
Right.
They've called Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico has referred them back to the Virgin Islands. So there's a runaround.
In May, the Attorney General announced that the Virgin Islands is suing Honda and airbag manufacturer Takata over faulty airbags that they estimate are in some 7,000 cars in the Virgin Islands. To date, more than 100 Takata airbags have already exploded violently in the states, causing 10 deaths. In May, DLCA Commissioner Devin Carrington urged residents to go to the local dealerships if they suspect that their cars are affected by the recall. But unlike in the States, local dealers are hampered in responding to the urgent need.
The local Honda dealers, what we know is that they have not gotten the guidance from the National Honda in terms of what they should do. The focus is not on the local Honda dealers as it is the National Honda company.
On Friday, another urgent recall was sent out for 2001 to 2003 Honda and Acura vehicles, with a note for motorists to stop driving them right away.
They need to take ownership of this matter. They need to get their technicians and airbags to the Virgin Islands to address this problem.
Now, if you suspect that your car is affected by the Honda and Acura recall, you can confirm by going to www.safercar.gov. Now, you are urged to stop driving as chances are high that the airbags could explode even with just a minor incident. Now, the 2016 property tax bills are ready. That's according to Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter. The tax bills, which were issued to all property owners on record as of January 2016, are due on August 1st, 2016, and they'll become delinquent if you don't pay by September 30th this year. If you have made an appeal regarding your tax bill, you may get new assessments from the tax assessor's office. Remember, you can pay your bill online at the office of the Lieutenant Governor's website at www.propertytaxvi.gov. Well, the 2016 National Veterans Wheelchair Games were held in Salt Lake City, Utah over the weekend, and the Virgin Islands not only represented, we won big. Virgin Islands veterans Jerome Knight and David Celestine each won gold, silver, and bronze in different categories. Knight won gold in archery, silver in bowling, and bronze in the javelin throw. Celestine, meanwhile, won gold in slalom and weightlifting, silver in manual bowling and field javelin, and bronze in quad rugby and shot put. Now, the VI does not officially have a team, so these two represented Florida for now, but we're hoping to change that. Nonetheless, congratulations to you both. We are very, very proud.
Events like these are very important, as a matter of fact, because of the individuals having the type of injuries that they have. It builds so much camaraderie between them, and it gives them a sense of knowing that, you know, it's not over, because many people that have injuries of these type, they tend to give up. But participating in these events, they have something to look forward to each and every year. We know there are veterans here within the Virgin Islands that are wheelchair bound, and hopefully we could gather a team to participate in, even if it's just 2 events in the entire National Veterans Wheelchair Games.
Again, congratulations. Now, this weekend held a special significance specifically for Virgin Islanders, and not just because it was 4th of July, but because of the 3rd of July Emancipation Day celebrations. Across the territory, Virgin Islanders celebrated the time when General Budeau led an uprising that won freedom for all slaves in the territory. It is also recognized as the day Danish Governor Peter von Scholten abolished slavery on July 3, 1848. On Sunday, Crucians celebrated the event at Budeau Park with the traditional blowing of the conch shell and some poetry.
Call me a Crucian. My ancestors were Budeau, Admiral King, no Martin Luther. This was a Crucian intrepid warrior, ancestor of Queen Mary, 3 a.m. We were up and ready to burn down them plantations, each and every estate. Our ancestors had a golden plan, looting, aggravating the white man. We threw that whipping post far out sea, rebellious Crucian, crucial, anxious spree. So who could stop you and me? Mandatory mentalities. 10,000 strong demanding emancipation. 168 years ago we would be here with freedom propelling in sweet, sweet Caribbean air.
The following day, of course, was 4th of July. Virgin Islanders joined the nation in celebrating America's independence from British rule. St. John Festival Parade was also held on that day. We'll have more on that later in the newscast. In the meantime, politicians shared their thoughts on Independence Day. Delegate to Congress Stacey Plaskett said it should be a time to remember the sacrifices made by many to achieve freedom. Now, one of her rivals in the race for delegate to Congress, VI GOP nominee Gordon Ackley, also issued a statement. He said, unfortunately, July 4th is also a reminder that Virgin Islanders are denied the full enjoyment of the rights achieved through the Declaration of Independence. Well, Innovative is informing its customers that on Wednesday, the company will have abbreviated hours. That's because of a town hall meeting the company is holding for its employees following its change of ownership. Last week, Atlantic Telenetwork, or ATN International Inc., finalized its purchase of the Innovative Group of companies. Jennifer Matarangas-King, Vice President of Public Relations and Governmental Affairs, announced that instead of Innovative's standard opening of 8 a.m., the business offices and retail stores at Tutu Park and the marketplace will be opening promptly at 9:30 a.m. Now, if you need assistance for cable TV or phone services, you can dial 912. For assistance with high-speed data or internet services, call 714-3700, and for wireless, call 777-8899. Turning our attention overseas, it's been a rough week for Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. The former Secretary of State was interviewed by the FBI over the weekend on her use of a private server for her emails. On Tuesday, FBI Director James Comey came out with a statement that although Clinton's team was extremely careless, he said, they're not recommending that charges be filed.
In our system, the prosecutors make the decisions about whether charges are appropriate based on evidence that the FBI helps collect. Although we don't normally make public our recommendations to the prosecutors, we frequently make recommendations and engage in productive conversations with prosecutors about what resolution may be appropriate given the evidence. In this case, given the importance of the matter, I think unusual transparency is in order. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case.
Now, crews remain at the scene of a horrific blast in Baghdad as families wait for word on their loved ones following the deadliest attack in Iraq in 13 years. The death toll from Sunday's suicide truck bombing has climbed to at least 215, and an official in Baghdad says the majority of casualties were young men. CNN's Ben Wedeman is in the Iraqi capital with more.
Body after body, the toll of the dead from Saturday's truck bombing in Baghdad mounts. Over the years, Iraqis have seen and suffered through a nightmare of bloodshed. But familiarity with death doesn't make it any easier. This woman is searching for her 29-year-old son, Issam, who came here to buy clothing for the holiday at the end of Ramadan. I looked in the hospitals, nothing, she says. I looked in the morgues, nothing. The still warm ashes yield body parts collected in bags and sheets. Closure, however, eludes those seeking news of missing loved ones. Sammy is looking for 5 relatives. There are only charred pieces of flesh, he says. We can't recognize anyone. The truck bomb claimed by ISIS represents the deadliest single attack in Iraq since 2003. Yet again, the fresh young faces of the dead adorn the walls. While grief mixes with anger at a government many accuse of letting down its guard again. Where is the Interior Minister, asks Fadil. Where is the Defense Minister? Are they asleep? After Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi was driven away by an angry crowd, officials have stayed away. Once more, the people of Iraq mourn alone.
Meanwhile, 4 people have been killed in one of 3 suicide bombings to hit Saudi Arabia on Monday. The killings occurred in Medina, a major city in Islam, because that's where the Prophet Muhammad is buried. The bomber who died in the explosion was reportedly targeting security officers. Meanwhile, a suicide bomber also attempted to launch an attack at a Shiite mosque in the eastern Saudi city of Qatif. The mission failed, with the bomber killing himself in the process. And Saudi state-run media reports that a 3rd suicide bomber detonated an explosive near the U.S. consulate in Jeddah. Several police officers were hurt. The strikes come as the Muslim holy month of Ramadan ends. Keeping an eye on the economy, here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our Stock Market Watch. As you can see, everything down. The Dow 108, NASDAQ 39, S&P 14. Coming up on News 2, July 4th was a big day for St. John as the 2016 St. John Festival wrapped up with a big parade. We'll have highlights coming up when we come back. Welcome back. The 2016 St. John Festival wrapped up Monday with a bang. And we're not just talking about the fireworks. Troops and festival royalty came out in force on the morning of July 4th, marching down Cruz Bay and showcasing colorful costumes and energetic music. Earlier that day was Juve. Revelers flocked to the streets early following their favorite bands. Now, if you didn't make it over to Love City for the festivities, here are some sights and sounds from the big parade. The Festival Village, of course, was the finale for the celebrations with a flair. Village goers took advantage of their last chance to get some of that delicious local cuisine from the village booths, as well as revel in that night's village entertainment. That included Rudy and Crossfire from Barbados. Here's more. Meanwhile, the Law Enforcement Planning Commission is looking for volunteers to help out in its annual VI Night Out event. Call these numbers if you're interested. The night out is an opportunity to organize a safe community engagement in an effort to promote peaceful communities. Now, if you're interested, again, you can call the Law Enforcement Planning Commission on St. Thomas. Look for the St. Thomas chairperson, Flamone Lewis, at 774-6400. On St. Croix, you can call the Crime Prevention Bureau. Your contact is Supervisor Sergeant Herminia Rivera at 277-0565. Now, the Friends of the Virgin Islands National Park will be hosting 3 marine science summer camps, and they're free for locals as long as you're within the 7 to 17 age range. The camps last for about a week, and the first one begins on July 11th. You can register online at www.islands.org/VIERS. For more information, you can call Asa Simmons at 776-6721. Also, as we mentioned, the St. Croix Environmental Association is holding a summer camp. Students will learn about coral, fish, and marine biology during a coral conservation course summer camp. That's for ages 13 to 16. The first session begins July 11th and ends on the 22nd. The camp runs Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Nature Conservancy in Little Princess. The daily schedules include lab and field trips, lectures, kayaking, hiking, and more. You can call the St. Croix Environmental Association at 773-1989. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.